What's good, everybody? It's your boy Wild42K, and welcome back to the channel. We got a fucking banger for you today, okay? I do want to give a quick shout out to Deansworld on YouTube. He's got about 19,000 subscribers. He's an awesome content creator. He puts out unique content all the time, and this is his idea, and I'm just adapting to it. I think this is a really cool and unique video, and I really want to do it. And we're calling it NFL Battle Royale. So his was called NFL Imperialism, and it has all the same concepts, just a different name. So what I'm showing you here is a map of the United States with all 32 NFL teams in its respective area or zone or state, so on and so forth. So you'll notice here on the right-hand side, on the East Coast, a lot of teams have their own state or multiple states. So how this is going to work is I'm going to spin a random wheel to select an NFL team, which is going to be doing the attacking of another territory, whether that be an open state or a competitor state. Then we're going to be spinning an arrow to decide which direction they're going to be attacking. So say if we're the Giants and it points to the west, we're going to be attacking Buffalo. If it points to the south, we'll attack the Jets. If it points to the east, we'll attack New England, so on and so forth. However, if it goes to an open state, that becomes their new free territory. So in this instance, if we're the Giants, they won't have an open territory. Whereas if we're the Commanders and it goes to the west, we can easily take over West Virginia. There's no competition there. And then again, you're going to have teams like New England or even the Dolphins who have to go through multiple other teams before they even get to another category. Whereas the West Coast is pretty simple. So yes, you have the three teams in California. They're going to end up facing a team. Whereas Seattle, no matter which way it goes, they're going to get free states. And it's going to take a while for Seattle to face a team before they build their dominance. Anyways, guys, we're going to get right into this video. I hope I explained this well enough. I definitely didn't do as good of a job explaining this as Deansworld did. Again, shout out to him. Make sure you go check him out. But we're going to be going ahead and getting right into this. So first things first, we're going to spin the wheel and find out who's going to be our attacking team first. And our first team attacking is the Buffalo Bills. So they're most likely going to end up having to face another team. Let's see what direction they're going to be attacking here. And we're going southeast, which is going to be the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that's the correct direction here. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be the Eagles. So let's go ahead and load up and simulate that game in Madden. And there you have it, guys. The Bills in their attack against the Eagles in enemy territory end up losing 34-26. So the Bills are officially eliminated in our first simulation. The Eagles are moving on and expanding into the New York territory. So that means we are going to be moving the Eagles into this next territory. I apologize for my coloring skills. However, it is the best I can do. So now the Eagles are in two territories, and we go on to our next selection. And our next team is going to be the Oakland Raiders. And let's see what direction they're going to be attacking. They're going to be attacking northeast, which should be, I think, is a free territory for them. It is. We're going to be giving them Idaho. That's a big territory for the Raiders. That's huge. That's going to shut down Seattle's hopes of moving up. And there you have it, guys. The Raiders are now in Idaho and Nevada, which gives us a pretty large territory, the largest in the state, or I guess besides what would be Texas, but still pretty large territory for them. Let's go ahead and get our next matchup. And our next matchup is the Rams going in, let's see which direction. The Rams moving in the southwest, which should be the Chargers. We're going to go ahead and face them up against the Chargers in our second matchup of the day. And the Rams, with a last-second field goal, beat the Chargers to take over the southern portion of California. There's now only two California teams left, and Baker Mayfield leads the Rams to knock out their California rivals, and the Rams will take over a bigger portion of California. Our next attacking team is, again, the Oakland Raiders, their second time already attacking. And let's see which direction they're heading in. They're going to be heading due west this time, which I'm going to go ahead and give them the Idaho area. We're going to entrap the Seahawks here in the top west of the map. We're going to make them have to make a play here. So the Oakland Raiders are now the largest sitters on the map here. And we're going to be checking in on our next conquesting team. And next we have the LA Rams again. Going for the rest of the conquest for California. Let's see which direction they have to head in. Lot of Western teams, and they're going to be looking to go northeast, and you know what that means. The Raiders could become eliminated, and the Rams could have the largest portion here. Let's jump right into the game, guys. And what was the largest territory in the West Coast battle so far? The Raiders and the Rams go head-to-head, and the Rams win it in regulation by 3 points. Baker Mayfield is on a tear. They're 2-0. And the first real team the Raiders actually have to face, they go down, and the Rams take over the largest territory in the Western Hemisphere. So with the Raiders eliminated, this is an updated look at our map. Again, the Eastern teams haven't really had any attempt at doing anything yet. It's been all West Coast games. Let's see if we can get an East Coast team in here. Is going to be, well, it says my choice. I'm going to spin again. We got the Eagles, it looks like. Let's see which direction they're going to be taking their conquest. Looks like it's going to be another Northeast battle. They're going to be heading northeast. That means I'm gonna take this as an Eagles to Detroit, Michigan. I know it's a bit of a jump across the pond, but hey, they got planes and whatnot. So we're going to be taking the Eagles versus the Lions in Detroit. Let's see. And with that, the NFC battle comes to a close in a tight matchup. The Eagles fly across the pond, and they end up getting the dub with a field goal, 23-20. Jalen Hurts is successfully leading the Eagles to Detroit, Michigan, and taking over the Michigan territory in what is now going to be the second largest territory in the northeastern side of the United States. So now we got two locations for the Eagles, and we're going to be going into the next matchup here. Let's go ahead and spin it after we get rid of the Lions, which is a pretty easy task. They didn't do too much. They didn't have much of an impact on the map. But let's see what our next team is going to be. It is the Packers looking to make a conquest. In what direction? In the Southeast region, it looks like they're going to have to take on Chicago in a divisional matchup. In a quick divisional matchup where we knew Chicago was going to have to put up a tough fight to stop Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers from having the United States dominance. The Packers win 37-16 to take over Illinois, and we are headed to our next matchup now. Now let's see who our next matchup is going to be. Are we going to stay in the Northeast? Ooh, is it the Titans? No, it's the Dolphins looking to make their way out of Florida. So no matter what, we're not going to spin the spinner here. We're going to go directly northeast because it's the only matchup they can really take. So they will be facing against the Buccaneers. And in a heated battle for who can be the best Florida man, the Dolphins go down to the Bucs. The Bucs end up securing a short win in the Battle of Florida, 17-10, to expand down and take the entire bottom half of the state. And let's see if they can get out of Florida with our next matchup. And in our next spin, we get the Dallas Cowboys looking to get out of Texas, get out of Dodge. Let's see what direction they're going to be taking their conquest to next. And it's to the southeast, which is the Texans. I guess you could say Louisiana, but I want to see this Dallas and Texas matchup. I think it's going to be a fun one. Let's see who can get the dub. The Battle of Texas is no more. Cowboys easily walk the Texans in the Battle of the Alamo. 27-19, the Cowboys move on and expand to the entire state, which I guess who really is a Texans fan? So that shouldn't have been a surprise to anybody. The Dallas monarchy continues to grow. With the Cowboys officially Texas's team, who's next? Looks like we're going to grab the Vikings, and they're going to be attacking. In what direction? Directly to the east, and you know who that means. That means it's going to be another divisional matchup for Green Bay. Can they withstand the power of Minnesota in this next matchup? And I am absolutely flabbergasted. Minnesota Vikings go down with ease. Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers are on a tear, 23-10. It was 20-0 at half, and the Packers get the dub, and Kirk Cousins is looking muddy today. Anyways, guys, the next matchup is coming, so be ready. With the Vikings gone, the Packers look to expand even more, and it looks like it's going to be another matchup in Florida. It's the Jaguars. Let's see if they can head south and take over the entire state. They do not. They head north. They look to conquest a little bit more. Technically, they could be taking Alabama, and I think that's where I'm going to send them. We're going to have the Jaguars take over Alabama. We're not going to have that matchup against the Falcons just yet because it is to the northwest, so I just want to be sure that we're doing this correctly. We are going to go ahead and make this the Jaguars' new territory. And again, here's another updated look at the map. We still have plenty of open territories. The Northeast hasn't changed too much. The only team that's really faced in the Northeast is the Eagles, but the Midwest, or I guess the Mid-East, I don't really know what you would call that, but you got the Packers expanding their territory and the Rams essentially controlling the West, and San Francisco and the Seahawks are going to have a tough battle to get to the right side of the United States at this point. Let's go ahead and see what next matchup we got. And speak of the Devils, the Indianapolis Colts are going to be making their debut into the imperialist NFL. And they look to take on the Northeast opponents, which, man, that's a tough call. I mean, I kind of want to see him take on the Eagles. I want to see the Eagles continue to spread and continue to flourish. I'm going to have him take on, I guess, hold on. Let's look at this arrow again. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to have him take on the Eagles. Let's have the Eagles versus Colts in this next matchup. And in a big offensive showing, and in order to control and surround Ohio, the Colts go down in Philadelphia. They took on too big of an opponent, bit off too much than they could chew. 35-21, the Eagles are looking to surround Ohio and take over Indianapolis. And our next team to face off, the first time seeing the Chiefs, and they have a lot of room to expand. I'm not going to lie. If they get anywhere to the left, is essentially free territory for them, and they get the southwest, not too far south, but they do get the free territory down here. So they're going to be expanding south, and we're going to have to look for our next matchup to see our actual next fight. Again, Kansas City doubling their territory essentially and getting this entire state looking good for Kansas City. With our next spin, we hope to see another matchup. And the Jaguars, or is it going to be the Bucs? The Bucs only have one opponent I think they can face, and it should be the Jaguars based off of their geographical position. So we're just going to go ahead and have the Battle of Florida continue. The last remaining Florida team will stand after this matchup between the Jags and the Bucs. And with that, the Bucs only scoring a safety and a field goal in the entire first half. The Bucs go down, and the Jaguars are the undisputed men of Florida with a big dub over the Bucs, expanding the entire south portion and expanding into that next state of Alabama. They are the biggest and only Florida team left with a 27-19 win over the Bucs. So with that, the Bucs going down, we look to make our next matchup and another matchup in Philadelphia. The Steelers finally making an appearance. Could they face the Eagles and take over the territory? And they do head directly east. This is the matchup that we've been waiting for, everybody. It's the Eagles versus Bills, or Eagles versus Steelers. I think this is the biggest matchup so far of the episode, with the Steelers trying to take on the Eagles at home. And the Battle of Pennsylvania is a shocker. The Steelers and Kenny Pickett come in and take down contending Super Bowl players. The Eagles in a blowout. Najee Harris with 3 touchdowns with only a long carry of 9. I mean, it was an unreal game from Pittsburgh. I didn't expect them to come in and win this game, but they do get the dub. 44-3, having 3 shutout quarters, and even though they didn't score in the fourth, it was more than enough to beat the Eagles and take over that entire territory. With the Eagles going down, we have a new big matchup in the Northeast, and that's the Steelers. However, this is going to be our final matchup of this episode. This is going to be part 1, and we have the 49ers. So they're going to have to face somebody based off of where they're located right now. The 49ers have to, I mean, I guess it's against LA. They don't have anywhere else to go. So we got the San Francisco 49ers taking on LA, the largest territory on the map, the largest in the western side of the states, and the only people that can take them out right now would be the 49ers and Seahawks, and I think Jimmy G has a good chance. And what a great matchup. The Rams go down in a game where it was field goal after field goal until it wasn't. Brock Purdy leads the 49ers to 23-16 win over the Rams. And Baker Mayfield's run with the Rams for the undisputed world heavyweight champions of the United States. The 49ers expand to become the largest territory in the U.S. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, this is your final episode 1 look at the entire standings of the United States. Obviously, there's still a lot of open territories, but currently the San Francisco 49ers are your favorites. It's looking like they are going to have the most say when it comes down to it. We are leading this state's. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, you have the end of episode 1, and here's a final look at your current United States situation. Obviously, we haven't seen a lot of teams play, but we have seen the Steelers, Packers, and 49ers, and even the Jags really take over large portions of territory in correspondence to where they actually were located. We saw a good run by the Eagles and the Rams and even the Raiders, but they go down, and the 49ers hold the largest portion of the United States currently. And in the comments below, let me know if your team's still alive. Let me know who you think's currently is going to win. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Again, shout out to Deansworld. He really gave me this idea, and he has some great content. Please go over and check him out. I'll link him in my description below as well as in the comments. So make sure you go check that out. Again, I hope y'all really enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we're going to keep this series coming once a week, hopefully with a bunch of different games. Anyways, guys, I will see y'all in the next one.